Hi, Tim. Today it seemed like Chapman's dropped catch on zero was the turning point of the match. So, do you think this was a like one match thing, or Multan do really struggle under pressure in the field?
Yeah, it was pretty critical, but to put the whole game down to one ball, I think there was another 120 something balls. So there was lots of different opportunities for us to bat better, to bowl better, to feel better. To pin it on one drop catch would be a bit silly. So we need to look at the game and areas where we could have done better, and there was a number of them tonight. And some of them we've repeated over the tournament, but at the same time, I feel like we haven't played our best cricket yet, and we've made teams play very well to beat us, and we haven't helped ourselves either. So hopefully we get some of those small things right in the finals, and I think we're a very dangerous team.
Tim, during this PSL, your team used only 15 players. How much is satisfactory for you to don't change too much of in a team and go with winning combination more than often? And also one word about, because you have a huge role to play in reviving international cricket in Pakistan back in 2017, and now you are the head coach. So talk us through a couple of things.
Yeah, well, myself and Ashton, the captain, like continuity. I think it's the best way to build confidence within your squad and in tournaments like this to give guys the same role consistently. So we haven't changed the team a lot throughout the tournament, and we probably won't. We're always making one or two changes depending on where we're playing. The ground here and the wicket here was slightly different to Lahore, and we'll look at that when we get back there. But we'll try and pick the best team to win it, but we do like to be as consistent as we can with our selection. And then, yeah, I've really enjoyed being here. Came here a long time ago, part of the World 11 being the first time that international cricket came back to Pakistan. So that, and now getting a job here coaching Multan, I think Pakistan's got a nice little spot in my cricket journey, so it's been nice.
Hello Tim, this is Nourish Khan. So I have two questions from you. The first one is that we've seen towards the death, especially with Peter Siddle bowling, we've seen that he's being rather constant with his release points. What plan do you have in mind to cater that and improve that for the next game? And my second question is that you guys have been executing a strategy under the pretext of total cricket, right? Hashtag total cricket. So how much of that stems from data driven environment, and how much of that stems from your experience of captaining behind the stumps?
In terms of Sids, we don't tell him too much. He's the cha-cha, as the boys call him. So he's been playing for a long time. He knows what he's doing. He's had a great tournament. Yeah, I think if anything, we'd like to see some of our bowlers watching Sids and learning what he's doing. What he does is a lot of the time pretty simple, but he executes really well, and he's always really calm under pressure, which is a real key in these games. So yeah, Sids has got the ability to adapt to any wicket and bowl to any batsman, and he's always got a plan in mind, and most of the time he executes it, and he's, I think, been one of the bowlers of the tournament. So we let him be, and then in terms of, I think we're all slightly different. Our leadership group, we've got a mix of everything, a bit of data, a bit of playing against all of these guys in the past, some things that our captain likes to do really consistently. So I think all teams now have a bit of a mix of data, of past, of the conditions on the night, as well as just being able to have someone like Ashton trust his instincts and make the right call. And more often than not, he has, and he's been brilliant for us as a captain in this tournament. We just need to be a little bit better and tidy up some execution things. And I think, like I said, if we do, we know we're a pretty good team.
Tim, you have got a very good start in the power play, 60 without loss, and then very good finish at the end with 64 in the last 5. But in between 9 overs, 7 to 15, you have got only 75 and lost quick wicket. Do you think this is the where you have lost a bit? And one word on a target, do you think you have done enough on this wicket?
Yeah, I thought we had enough on that pitch. I thought watching Faisal bowl then and seeing how far it was spinning, and talking to our batters who were coming off, particularly through that middle period, they found it was a little bit more too paced than it has been. It's been an amazing batting wicket, but obviously there's been a lot of cricket played on it in the last couple of weeks. So we thought to get to where we got to tonight, was a pretty incredible team batting effort, because we felt we didn't quite get going at any stage, which is a really good sign. If you can not be at your best and still post 190 odd, that was a really big tick for us as a batting team, because I think sometimes people look at our team and think we're really reliant on our top two, and tonight we showed that we've got some real depth, and we've got some guys that can cause some damage as the innings goes on. But certainly through the middle, it was a bit of challenging, and their spinners bowled quite well at the same time.
Tim, when you joined the team, it was Sialkot Stallions. Then it turned into Multan Sultans. A lot of ownership chaos, but it looked like a complete composed unit which played exceptional cricket. We usually idealize Aussie mindset, but I just want to ask you about the young cricketers you have in your team,
Yeah.
Ismail Bhutto, Momin Qamar, Arafat Minas. How do you inherit your mindset into the youngsters, and how do you rate them, and one out of them closer to you, learning skills, and you are passing, guiding them?
Yeah, I think that's what it's about. I think, you've seen with the Big Bash, you've seen with the IPL, you're getting high quality cricketers into your country to play with your young guys. So to have, Peter Siddle, we've already spoken about for Ismail Watto, and a few of our other young bowlers who haven't played yet. You've got Steve Smith at training for our batters. You've got Tabriz Shamsi at training for our spinners, and has been really good with our left arm wrist spinners, of which we've got two really, really good ones here, the young Pakistani boys. So, I think it's the great thing of franchise cricket. You get world-class players in, and your young players can learn from them. So, we're not trying to force too much onto them in terms of the way they go about it. It's our job to sort of get to know them, build some relationships and some trust with them, and then try and help guide the next phase of their career. And we've only been here for 6 weeks or 5 weeks, and played 10 games. But I feel like if you can, again, I spoke about at the start, a bit of continuity. If we can keep this group together for the next 2 or 3 years, then I think we'll move this group in a really positive direction. We're already playing some decent cricket at times. Our best cricket's very good, but we're just not quite as consistent in the key moments, in the real pressure moments. We've probably let ourselves down. But again, that's an opportunity for these young guys to learn that they might not have had in the past. And you touched on a few of their names there, and we've got some really good young talent sitting on the bench as well who we haven't played yet. So for them to experience this, albeit without crowds, that will be the next thing for them, to be able to do it in front of crowds. But we just try and create an environment where we actually take the pressure off them, and they can go out and try and show off, if you like, show how good they are. And at times when the pressure's on, that's really difficult. So we'll just continue to back them in, and to help them out as much as we can, and share our knowledge with them. And hopefully in the next 2, 3, 4 years, we'll get some really good international cricketers for Pakistan.
Hello, Tim. This is Sana. My question to you is that Islamabad United chased it with 8 balls left. What do you think? Which phase hurt the most? The power play, middle overs, or the death one? What do you think? Where did the plan flop?
I wouldn't say it flopped. I would have said it was a pretty good game of cricket. I think we got 190 odd, and they played. They had a guy play really well to chase them down late. We gave them a couple of opportunities, so I wouldn't say there was any phase of the game. And it's easy to look at a few things, but it really was. It comes down to the key moments, and there was probably 3 or 4 key moments, balls going up in the air where we didn't quite commit and get there to catch it, or we let some key chances slip through our fingers, and our fielding was a bit untidy as well. So if you take one of those chances, you field a little bit better, I think we win that game. So whilst we'll speak about that, and you can harp on it and get upset about it, the facts are that, again, we put ourselves in position to win a game, and if we keep doing that more often than not, we'll get over the line.
Team, just quickly, what's your take on Mohammad Imran's skill set that he brings in? He obviously got into the team later in the tournament, so he bowls well, he bats, he's a very good fielder. We just saw with one of his catches. So what do you make of his overall skill set?
Who's that, Imran?
Yeah, Mohammad Imran Randhawa.
Yeah, he's fantastic. Love Imi. Even at the start of the tournament when he wasn't playing, he's been one of our best trainers. You can tell he's played a lot of cricket. He's really experienced, and he's really hungry. So he sat on the bench, I think they said, for 56 PSL games. So when you do that, I feel like he's a very quiet and very polite man, but I think he's got a bit of a chip on his shoulder and a point to prove. And yeah, it's interesting because you know he's a good cricketer, but you never quite know at the next level whether guys will handle the pressure, and he's stepped into this level and been absolutely outstanding. Like you said, he's bowled some really good overs for us in the power play. He's finished innings for us with the bat, and he's been awesome in the field. And that with the standard that he sets around the group, he's one of the better trainers that we've seen from the local boys. He's really professional, not just in his cricket, but the way he prepares. And like I said, he's just a really good teammate. The boys like having him around. He helps people and makes people better. So Imi's been an absolute delight to have in our team.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.